Good, beautiful morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all staying happy, staying odd, huh? So today's movie is Spiders from the year 2000. This is a movie that I saw a lot. This one, I think I saw the sequel more than I watched this one, but I've seen this one quite a bit too. But of course, as always, before we get into that, over to our sponsor, Dubby. If you have to try to write your daily column or do a daily video, hey, how you doing? Or maybe you have to go fight some aliens. Well, W's got you covered with all the energy you're going to need, so head on over with the code on screen. Save yourself some money, and they're always running deals, as I've said before, so you can always pick up something and get yourself a little extra money off. So go on over, show them support, show us support. Stay on, everyone. Back into our movie. This movie opens up. Looks like there's a government agency that they're doing experiments on a spider for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. They're doing an experiment on a spider. So they take the spider, they inject it with a bunch of stuff, and they send it off on a space shuttle into space. And that's how this movie begins. But then we cut over to our main characters, Marcy, Slick, and Jacobs, who are at a college. They do a bunch of college columns and whatnot. And she works a lot on like UFO sightings and aliens and conspiracy whatnot. So that's like her whole shtick. And she has a couple people that she believes are aliens, and she's trying to get information out of them and whatnot, and clearly they seem like they're just a bunch of crazy people. And her editor definitely thinks so, because he refuses to run her story and tells her, no, you're going to go check out the space shuttle that's coming back to Earth, and they're doing experiments with animals for space to help our astronauts. So you're going to do that, and fuck off with your alien bullshit. Get these people the hell out of here. So, it doesn't really work out for her. But back on the secret base, they're communicating with the space shuttle when things go haywire, when a solar flare hits it, and mother-in-law, as it's labeled, gets set free. And everything starts going crazy. And as night sets in, we see that our reporters are on their way because she wants to go check out the secret base that she was told about. She doesn't want to do what she was told. She's like, this will be a better story, so fuck that other bullshit. But anyway, as they're trying to get there, the space shuttle crashes down right in front of them, because movie convenience. So they try to get in there and figure out what's going on, and they find a whole bunch of wreckage, and it's all whatever, and a couple dead bodies. But oh, there's one survivor.
Dude's alive.
Man, Chunk really let himself go after the Goonies, huh? I guess being an astronaut really wasn't for him either. Ha! But anyway, the secret agents show up, so they duck and cover while they're looking at everything. They end up squashing the spider, and Agent Gray gets really mad at Agent Murph, and he's all like, you killed it, you dumb son of a bitch, blah, 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 blah. And he doesn't really care that there's a survivor, but our reporters sneak off the ship. They jump into a truck, and they're like, we're gonna see where they go, because this won't end fucking horribly. Not at all. But anyway, they blow up the shuttle to hide all their evidence, and they get out of there. Turns out the truck takes them right back to where they want to go. And while the reporters get out and start checking things out, they find a room full of a bunch of little experiments and an alien body. Because, yeah, totally not a red flag. Maybe you shouldn't be in there. But anyway, they end up finding the survivor, and they're like, he wanted us to help him. We owe it to him. But then, oh no, fucking alien spider.
What are you doing in here? Holy shit!
Man, probably should have gotten the hell out of there when you could have. Because the spider ends up getting free, they run back to the lab, and they block off the door, and they try to figure out a way through the back, but there is no other way out, so they have to go back the way they came, they figure. But they end up getting deeper into the base, and they find a cryo lab deeper down, and it turns out there's some more people on ice.
That's an astronaut's uniform. There's never an Apollo 18.
Man, this movie just full of conspiracies, huh? Apollo 18 and all. But anyway, Agent Gray, the douche in charge, he comes down with some men, and they start sealing off the building, and we learn that Mother-in-Law is actually the alien spider that we saw. So he's all like, we need to get it alive for our research, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, our reporters are continuing to try to get out through the lower decks. They end up on some stairs and a bunch of spider webs, and they're like, God, we need to get the hell out of here. And it jumps down, bites Jacobs. So, he's going to die. Pretty obvious he'll end up dying now. And they end up getting away, and they find another room labeled MIL, which she's like, that must be Mother-in-Law they were talking about. So they get in there, and Jacobs starts doing the classic fucking movie hacking, which doesn't make any sense, in pushing random keys. And he's all like, so much for security.
Okay, here we go. Experiments on Shuttle Solaris.
Oh, good. Click on that.
Get this, they injected that spider with alien DNA.
I knew it was something like that.
Okay, here we go. Had to do it in 0G because it's close to the atmosphere where the alien came from.
So it laid an egg in that guy.
Yeah, they figure out that they're doing experiments on spiders, and Jacob figures out that, oh no, this spider's really deadly. I'm gonna die, but if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take it with me. And he runs off to go fight it. But the spider got bigger, and it makes a meal out of him, so he's dead now. Marcy and Slick end up finding an elevator, and they try to get out, but then the elevator won't work. It's security lockdown, because fucking, of course it is. So they try to climb up, but then they run right into the fucking spider, and they fall back down the elevator shaft onto a giant-ass spider web. And Slick, well, say goodbye to him too, Marcy. Well, Marcy's feeling real bad, so, when she comes back out, she has a little bit of a breakdown before trying to find her way out. And then we see that the agents are still walking around trying to figure out what's going on, and they split up, which Marcy ends up running into Murph, and then we find that Marcy is just really fucking bad at shooting.
Jake! This is for Slick! And this is for that fucking spider.
I ain't signed up for this bullshit.
How the fuck do you... I've seen people who are bad at shooting, but bitch, he's 2 feet in front of you. What the fuck? Just move the gun 3 inches and you'll get the shot you were going for. What the fuck? What was the point of that other than wasting your fucking ammo? God damn. But, yeah, so she runs off, Agent Murph catches up with her, and he was all like, I'm not the bad guy, I'm just trying to help you. And then, while they're wrestling and whatnot again, Murph ends up getting taken by the spider, but Marcy saves him, and they end up getting away. But while that's all going on, we find Agent Gray, the douchebag there. He finds the colonel, who's been bit, and he just shoots him, telling him that he's a failure for the last time, because he's an asshole. But as they're trying to make their escape there, they end up running into Agent Gray, who knows Marcy.
Glad to finally meet you face to face.
Feelings not mutual.
How the hell do you know her? She's a reporter for a small-time college newspaper. They actually print her paranoid ravings occasionally. She's been right often enough for me to keep tabs on her. Unfortunately, she's not going to be around much longer to write another one.
Yeah, can't be letting her write all those conspiracy stories because she's right on the fucking money. Because it also turns out the alien people she was interviewing earlier, she found a photo that proves that they actually are aliens. They weren't just weird people. But Murph and Gray have a standoff, but the spider shows back up, takes Gray and pins him up against the wall, and doesn't quite eat him. It just injects him with something, which we'll get to by the end. But as Murph and Marcy are trying to make their way out, they find the spider's cocoons where she's taken all her prey, and she mourns her friends for a minute before Murph finds the access card to the elevator, and they make their way off, and they're like, we're gonna get the hell out of here. But of course, the fucking spider shows up as they're trying to escape. But thanks to Murph, he makes a quick-minute decision, and BAM! Down with that spider. So they're feeling pretty good, you know, they escape, they head off, they go back to her college, and she's like, I'm gonna write a story about all of it. The whole world's gonna know about this bullshit that you're doing with the aliens and whatnot. And he's all like, fine, I need a new career, because clearly I can't trust anyone I work with. But then, of course, oh no, Agent Gray isn't dead. He somehow fucking beat them back to the college. And we're not gonna acknowledge how the fuck he got there before them, but he does. And he tells them that they ruined his plans for world domination using these spiders. You know, he had an egg in him, so another spider hatches, but it's even bigger, and then it breaks out, starts causing chaos in the city, destroying cop cars and different stuff like that. But Murph and Marcy, they kind of, quote-unquote, borrow a helicopter and a missile launcher, and they take care of the spider themselves.
Suck on this, bitch.
It's Nerf or nothing. I say that because it looks very clearly like a Nerf something, like with the orange and blue. But like, you know, cheap movie gotta be cut budget where you can. But that's the end of the movie. They blow up the spider, everyone's happy, they ride off, and she's like, I'm gonna write the best story anyone's ever read! And now they have to believe it, because people actually saw the thing actually fucking happen. You know? It's like, what are you gonna fucking do now, bitches? Yeah. And that's that movie. That ends off our week here. I'll catch you next week. Maybe I'll cover the sequel to this one. I kind of like the sequel just a little bit more than this one. Or I'll cover a different movie. Who the hell knows? That's next week's problem. But in the meantime, be sure to tune in, because we also have a new episode of What an Oddcast that's coming out. It'll be me and Anthony on for this show. Maverick has to step away this week. And this Saturday, don't forget to tune in to Amanda Games Badly, because we're doing a big, giant 14-hour charity stream to try to raise money for cancer. Because fuck cancer! A friend of theirs, he just got done dealing with cancer, and he needs some help. So anything that we make, anything she makes in ads or anything you donate, is all going to go to help a friend of theirs pay for his cancer treatment and pay things off, because cancer is a motherfucker. But until then, stay odd, stay happy, don't gene splice animals, don't try to dump chemicals in the water, just stay out of the water in general, don't fucking gene splice aliens and animals, don't bury the dead under the road, and I'll catch you next week. Bye, everybody.